So politically correct answer right there. Let's go live now to South Beach. That's where Willie McGinnis and James Jones are standing by. Guys, you just heard it. Chris Jones says Kansas City wants to put the game on Jimmy Garoppolo's throwing arm. A, is that a good strategy? B, is it wise to put it out there here 4 days before the game?
Well, I mean, it's evident that they ran the ball for almost 300 yards. And if you're trying to get a team to play a certain way, JJ, and deter them from running the ball, which you probably don't want them to do, you're going to say, yeah, give it to Jimmy G. I dare you, because you want a pass rush. But let me tell you this. Kyle Shanahan is not going to deviate from his game plan. He is going to make you stop the run. If you cannot, you're going to see it at least 40 to 50 times. And if you're up, that will dictate if they're passing the ball or not. Not because you're telling them to do it.
And absolutely. And like I said last week when everybody told me I was crazy saying the Chiefs would stop Derrick Henry, the only reason why I said that is because of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the key to all this. If you go up on the 49ers, that's going to stop the 49ers from running the ball. The 49ers have rushed the ball on 3rd and 6 plus 27 times, including the playoffs. That's the most in the National Football League. So that's what they do. They are not scared to run the ball, okay? Even if it's 3rd and 6 plus, what you think is a passing down. So, yes, obviously you want to get the ball in the Jimmy G's hands, but it's up to this kid right here. If he could jump on him, if he could come out, get the ball, take the ball, first 15 plays, use yours. If you win the snap, take the ball and go down there and score and put pressure on this Niners offense and force Jimmy G to throw the football.
Who wants to get into a shootout with Pat Mahomes?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Fans might want to see a shootout with Patrick Mahomes, though. Fellas, great job. We'll check back with you on South Beach again in just a bit. As for the Niners side of things, Kyle Shanahan back at the Super Bowl for the first time since he was the offensive coordinator of the Falcons when they played in Super Bowl 51. That, of course, was the 25-point lead that was lost there, a subject that he has not shied away from, and one of the many things that he addressed today with our Kurt Warner.
Some advantage. Pressure on my wife. Okay. She's the one in charge of all tickets and all family members, and I'm pretty good because I've never been very good with my phone. I've never had an email in my life. And my phone, I rarely text back during the season. I kind of keep myself oblivious to everything, which I'm sure has rubbed some people the wrong way. But when I get to moments like this, it makes it a lot easier for me just to focus with the task at hand. And when the season's over, I'll probably sit down for a few days and give a lot of thank yous to a bunch of people and stuff like that. But I try to keep my world very small just because if you make it too big, you can't help to notice it all.
Right. Tell me what it is that's unique about this team.
Our team just blew my mind all year about the different ways that we could win the game. I mean, the way we started out the year, I mean, we had a generational defense. I mean, the way we were playing early on, just numbers and stuff. I want to say in those first 6 games, I mean, we were on pace to just kill any numbers that any team had ever done. We went through a number of injuries, had a few games where we took a few steps back at defense, and during that time, I think our offense got a little bit better. You know, we started out running the ball. I mean, we became a pretty good passing team, and then we finished it up in the playoffs and kind of came back to where we started. So when you look down the list, we've won every way possible, and I think that's one of the reasons we're standing here, because we had a lot more clubs in the bag, and you need that to get this far.
Where was that moment during the year where you kind of looked at your coaches or you ran home to your wife and you go, we got a chance to do something special?
Probably after we beat Arizona. I think I want to say we just traded for Emmanuel. We ended up beating Carolina pretty good, and it was a real good team at the time. We didn't play that well versus Arizona, found out to still win at the end there. And I think we were sitting there at 8-0, and it was, I knew we were going to be a good team. But then when we got to that point, it's like, all right, we are a good team. It hit me about halfway through the year, and when you see that, you think, hey, guys, we're 8-0. That's a lot better than 2 years ago when we were 0-9. But, guys, the pressure's just going to start. Just because you're doing this well, wait till you see. And every game's going to matter. And those last 4 games of the year, it felt like we had to win each one just to get to the playoffs. And our season came down to the last play of the year to get home field advantage. And so the pressure's been on since the beginning, and it's still on. And I think it's helped our team, because I think our team's battle-tested. And that's why the playoffs they didn't feel much different than those last few games of the year.
Last time you were in the Super Bowl, it didn't end the way you wanted it to. What's that one message you take from that game that you apply or that you give to your team this week?
I use myself as an example for a team. I go, guys, think of the worst stuff that can happen. I mean, whether it's right or wrong, I mean, just what happens if someone blames you for losing? And so I try to put everyone through that. I'm like, guys, that could give a lot of people anxiety and stuff. And guys, don't worry, I've been there. And guess what? I was still alive the next day. And my life did move on, and things are still all right. But whether you win or lose, the key is that you don't hesitate on anything. So no matter what, the rest of your life, you can look in the mirror and you don't have regrets.
Awesome. Well, good luck. I hope you're holding that family at the end with a trophy in your hand.
Thanks, Kurt. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Kyle. One other thing we learned about Kyle Shanahan this week is that he is not going to script his opening to the game, first 15 plays or so, until Friday or Saturday. But if you're looking for a tell on the Niners, according to PFF, San Francisco has called a run play on the first play of the game in 15 of their 18 games, including playoffs this season. That's 83% of the time. The first play is a run play, highest percentage in the NFL. Let's bring in our in-studio analyst right now. I've got Brian Baldinger right over here on my left. I've got Marcel Reese over here on my right. Or for the sake of this discussion, we've got Kyle Shanahan, and we've got Andy Reid. Let's talk about the opening of the game, fellas. Baldy, I'm giving you the keys to the Niners franchise. How should Kyle Shanahan script it when the first quarter hits?
Kyle doesn't have to wait till Sunday morning or Saturday morning. He can take this script right here.
And you win the game with this right here.
This script is taking the ball down the field. And let me show you what I'm doing here, because I'm not going crazy here. I'm not going to go where I'm going off the script. These are plays that they have run this year. Motion here, you're going to see. And I formation. You can't get any more basic than I formation. Get the jitters out of the offensive line. Just going to go hit somebody, get a positive gain. By now, Kittle in motion, offset eye. You sell run, and then you go quick, play action. Hit Emmanuel Sanders, that quick slant, run after the catch, explosive play. Guys are feeling pretty good about themselves on the other side of the 50.
Gotcha.
We're rolling, Scott.
Gotcha.
We come right back to the run game. This is right from last week in the NFC Championship game. Kittle in motion. 2-man game with Juszczyk along with Kittle right here. The end can't be right. Mostert, he's got lanes. And Daylight, 13 yards. We get a first down. Now we're rolling. Here we go. I love this play. You know you're going to see it too. Here comes the motion. Debo in motion. Now you're going to drag Kittle across the formation. Bootleg. Boot. Drag. First down. Get the ball in Kittle's hand. Let him know it's not going to be all
probably red zone by now. You're probably
I'm not done yet. Here we go.
Okay.
Get me a back out of the backfield. Whether it's a screen, whether it's just a release right here. Get the ball into Mostert's hands. I just got you almost 5 first downs. Like we're in scoring position.
Okay.
Kyle, it's all yours. Take it. Don't overthink it. Those will all work.
I like it. Let's see if Kyle's watching this program right here. You can't email him that, unfortunately.
Right. He doesn't
He doesn't answer his emails. All right, let's flip it back over. So we know the first play is basically going to be a run for the San Francisco 49ers. Kansas City, this is harder to figure out because out of their 18 games this year, including playoffs, 9 runs on the first play of the game, 9 passes on the first play of the game, and including RPOs where it could be a run or a pass when they break the huddle. How should Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy go about the first quarter?
So my key right here for Kansas City is to establish a run game early. You have to stay on schedule, stay ahead of the sticks, meaning you're not getting in 3rd and long early. You're not having a ton of incomplete passes. You're allowing your offense to gain a rhythm. Patrick Mahomes and these explosive receivers need to gain a rhythm. They had those passes, they're even, but they're RPOs, run pass option, meaning you could do either or.
Sure.
I got to cover my mouth because I'm now calling plays.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
I have a feel for you here. The first play, we have a jet sweep RPO to Tyreek Hill. You have a ton of options, but guess what? If the end is wrong, you're giving it to Tyreek Hill, getting the ball in the playmaker's hands early. Play 2, I'm dialing up a shovel pass to Travis Kelce. Again, you're staying ahead of the sticks. It doesn't have to be a huge play, but guess what? Another pass catcher is getting involved early. Here, we have the jet sweep with a ghost motion behind it. There's a ton of options, and we're running a screen to the weak side. Again, first downs, explosive play possibility. And lastly, we have the Wildcat. Listen here, we have Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Shane McCoy, and Tyreek Hill in the backfield at the same time. The San Francisco 49ers cannot be right here. They can't be right. There's too many things to guard and too many options for the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid, I got you covered.
I'll tell you what. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen, because if the script goes according to plan, someone's jumping out to the lead. The team that scores first in the Super Bowl is 36-17. That's a strong lead when you draw first blood.
Are you deferring or are you taking the ball?
Wow, I mean, I want the ball in the second half. I'm deferring. Put my defense out there.
I even got that stat. The last 9 teams to win the coin flip in the Super Bowl deferred.
I'm ahead of the sticks. I'm staying ahead of the sticks here.
Just saying. All right, hey, we are just getting started on NFL Total Access. It's Super Bowl week in Miami. All the stars are going to be coming out, like primetime. Deion Sanders with Rick Ross, 2 legends talking football inside of a Miami landmark, cigars in hand at the Versace Mansion. Now, that's coming up tomorrow on NFL Total Access, live from the Super Bowl. Up next on this edition of the show, his personality is as big as the Super Bowl. Chad Ochocinco, a special guest analyst on live television, ladies and gentlemen, in his own backyard of Miami. I suggest you do not touch that remote.
What's going on? Appreciate it, Scott. We are here with Chad Ochocinco. He probably the 3rd best basketball player up here. But we gonna stall him out on
Excuse
that.
me?
Welcome to the show,
Excuse me, man. It's good to be. I'm glad to have y'all in my backyard, man. I love both of you, and it's just gonna be a good one.
Hey, man, this is a beautiful city to host the Super Bowl, and of course, you're all over the place.
Yeah.
Talk about the vibe. I mean, you got your glasses on, you got the yellow beard, you got the swag going on.
Yeah, no,
you were just flexing.
I would call it swag. This is all Target.
Okay.
This is all Target.
It's
so
still swag. Goes how you wear it.
okay, I like that. That's why I love y'all. You see the positivity, because everybody else make fun of me being cheap.
No, it's saving money. That's smart.
So talk to us.
Uh-huh.
We here at the Super Bowl
Man,
in your city.
We're in Miami.
You got Patrick Mahomes.
I love
You got
it.
this big-time 49er defense.
Yes, great defense.
Who has the advantage? Who you taking in this
I
game?
mean, it's more common sense at this point. You know, football is all about matchups. And when we go from a matchup standpoint, we have to understand the juggernaut that is the Chiefs on offense. Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins,
Robinson,
Robinson, McCall
Kelsey,
Hardman, Kelsey.
keep going.
I mean, I can continue to go, and I haven't even mentioned the quarterback yet.
Yes.
You know, for that matter, I love the 49ers. I love Sherman. I love Bosa. I love what they've done defensively, but we have to understand it's about matchups. It's a chess game, and the better chess player is going to win that has the better pieces.
So
Okay,
you're talking. Hold on. You're talking like this might not be close.
I didn't say all that. I didn't say that because they are playing against a great defense. But what are you going to do? You going to play zone? He going to dink and dunk all the way down the field. You gonna play man?
See, that was my
They gonna
question.
kill
to
you.
you.
What are you going to do?
You didn't get stopped a lot. You didn't get stopped a lot. You had a lot of success. If you are the 49ers, since everybody's telling you how much firepower is on the other side, what would you do to just slow them down? I'm not going to say you're going to stop everything, but slow them down.
The fact that you even asked me that and I don't have a defensive mindset, I have no clue. No, seriously. I'm not going to sit here and try to give you these X's and O's and a way to stop something of that magnitude. I don't even know.
Okay. You said something interesting that has nothing to do with this game, but another pretty important quarterback in the league that's going to be a free agent.
Yeah.
You spent a little time with Tom Brady.
Oh, that's my guy.
In New England.
I should call you. Want me to FaceTime him?
No, don't FaceTime him right now. He's probably busy.
Okay.
And I said, is Tom coming back, or what's a possible landing spot? And you said
the LA Chargers, most definitely.
LA Chargers.
LA Chargers,
Why?
most definitely. I mean, it makes the most sense. In New England, he's had a great run, a superior run. The fans should be thankful for what he's been able to do in Boston. But I think now it's on to a new challenge, and I think LA is the right place. Superior receiving core. Great running back. And other than that, I mean, maybe the offensive line could be something that can be worked on. Was the New England offensive line just that great? Were they that phenomenal? No, but they made it work, and I'm sure they'll.
So you want to move him back to LA? Okay.
It's not me. To me, it makes the most sense. A new challenge. He's done everything he can for that organization.
Okay.
All right, they telling us we got 30 seconds for you.
Where
So
are we going?
you got the worst jump shot, no crossover, but you chose to do a basketball game out
Man,
here. Talk to us about that a little bit out here.
Listen, everybody watching, if you're in Miami, please, Nova Southeastern University at Reed Case Arena, Friday night at 8 o'clock. All my celeb friends are coming out. I'm one of the best players that never made it to the NBA. If you need reference, please ask Westbrook, Paul George, D. Wade, and James Harden, what I did to him one-on-one. It's what I do. And I'm dropping 50. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop 24. I'm going to drop 24 for Kobe. love.
Wow.
Please come out and support him. Watch him throw up bricks.
Please.
But that's it for us over here. Scott, it's back to you.
I love you
Confidence
guys.
has not
Call me if you need
changed
me.
through the years, gentlemen. All right, we got guests rolling all week here on NFL Total Access from the big game. Coming up later in the week, how about Russell Wilson on the show? How about good-looking rookie quarterback Gardner Minshew on the show? We got Deion Sanders, Rick Ross at the Versace Mansion. Enough said there. Then Friday, Malcolm Jenkins, Ric Flair, Melvin Gordon, Golden Tate, plus the Pepsi Super Bowl halftime performers J-Lo and Shakira. Nobody gives you access like NFL Total Access. And just to underscore the point and maybe make some of the people in the North jealous, this is our home starting tomorrow. We have beachfront property, ladies and gentlemen. NFL Total Access live from South Beach tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern. Let's talk a little bit of the NFC champion San Francisco 49ers right now. They had their first practice today since arriving in Florida. Kyle Shanahan's guys using the Miami Hurricanes practice facility to get ready for the big game. George Kittle on how the team navigated the road to Miami.
Our team mindset was, was always that, hey, we can get this done. We just got to keep working. We got to just get better. Rookies got to learn, and then that just carried over into this year. And our confidence coming, just OTAs into camp was very high.
I'm one of those people who doesn't really subscribe to the notion that playing in a Super Bowl really helps you in the next one. I guess it gives you more experience to advise guys of what to expect throughout the week. But once you kick off and all the cameras flash one time, it ends up just being football.
Let's go back live to Miami right now. Stacey Dales is with the NFC champs, and you just finished speaking with the 49ers media session on Wednesday here, and I was told that they were having Jimmy Garoppolo's back during the session.
Oh, every player that you talk to, Scott, has Jimmy Garoppolo's back. And he's thrown for just a touchdown and 208 passing yards in the last two playoff games. And guess what? The criticisms have simply poured in. Although this 49ers team has found multiple ways to win, even the Chiefs defenders are talking about it. Chris Jones from that defensive line telling our Tom Pelissero today that, yes, confirming, we want to force Jimmy and put the game 1,000 yards on 1,000% on his shoulders. Well, I've been asking players in the room, including running back Raheem Mostert, what's your reaction to that?
We're not necessarily worried about what, him or anyone else saying about us. We're going to do what we do, and if they feel like they can stop it, then we're going to go ahead and do what Jimmy does. We're going to have his back. Jimmy is a great quarterback, and we feel as though, he's done an unbelievable job this season.
I also just talked to veteran wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders, and he told me in reaction to that comment from Chris Jones that if the game comes down to Jimmy's arm, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's a baller. But it's going to take all of us, as it has all season long, including that wide receiver group, the running back trio that we've become so impressed with, including Raheem Mostert, who's run for over 1,000 yards this season, and the 12 rushing touchdowns. This is a complete team, Scott, but they have Jimmy Garoppolo's back 100%, and it may come down to him throwing it, and they're fine with that.
Niners trying for their 6th Super Bowl championship. If they get it, that would tie the Patriots and the Steelers for the all-time lead. Thank you, Stacey Dales. Some sad news to report tonight. The NFL lost an all-time great late last night. Hall of Famer Chris Dolman died after a long battle with brain cancer. Dolman was one of the greatest pass rushers the game has ever seen. Over 150 career sacks, ranking him 5th all-time. Chris Dolman was 58 years old. Dolman's passing, as well as the NFL's response to the tragic death of Kobe Bryant, among the topics of Commissioner Roger Goodell's annual Super Bowl news conference today. Goodell announced that the league will host games in Mexico City the next 2 seasons. He also spoke about the CBA, player health and safety, and the Rooney Rule.
Clearly, we are not where we want to be on this level. We have a lot of work that's gone into not only the Rooney Rule, but our policies overall. It's clear we need to change and do something different. There's no reason to expect that we're going to have a different outcome next year without those kinds of changes. And we've already begun engaging in those changes. We continue to apply the same model we have done with concussions to reduce them by 30%. You mentioned that concussions are up, but they're up only slightly and statistically insignificant from a very low last year of close to 30%. So we have what we think is a new baseline that all of our changes will continue to work to try to reduce that further. So we believe we have made the game safer, we've made it better, and we believe that we can restructure the season in a way that will be smart for the future of the game. I think we've addressed difficult issues that face our league going forward and looking forward. And I think both the players and management and everyone in the negotiation have worked to try to find creative solutions to make the NFL better.
Back to the game when we come back. Kansas City's roster loaded with stars. Everybody talks about Mahomes and Kelsey and Tyreek and the guys. Which non-headliner will be the difference maker if the Chiefs are able to beat the Niners on Sunday? We'll answer that next. NFL media content creators are everywhere at Super Bowl 54, including both practices. Some of the images from earlier today. San Francisco working out at the University of Miami. The Chiefs doing the same thing over at the Dolphins practice facility. It was a nice day weather-wise today. There is some rain in the forecast for Friday and then rain for Saturday perhaps, but game day on Sunday looks like it's going to be clear. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that. You may have noticed in those practice images, no one was in full pads. Right. They will be in full pads 4 days from now, and Baldy is here to highlight a unit that intends to use those pads.
You know, the Chiefs, it's all about Mahomes. It's all about Travis Kelsey, and that's great. High-scoring offense, number one in the league on third downs. The offensive line has quietly been excellent this year. It includes Mitchell Schwartz, didn't give up a sack this year. It includes a doctor. Duvernay, right? And it includes a guy named Wisniewski and a former number one pick. So I want to show you how they're going to protect Patrick Mahomes. Okay, let's get it. Because Andy Reid is a master at formations here. Here you can have Kelsey and Blake Bell. They're going to help chip the edges. Not that Fisher and Schwartz needs it every play, but it slows them down. It's going to slow the edges down, whether that's Steve Ford or Nick Bosa. It's going to help. Now, they do it in a lot of different ways. Here, you're going to see Kelsey in motion, a wide formation, two tight ends. But watch Blake Bell give a chip right here before he gets out. Up top, they chip J.J. Watt. And inside, you're going to see right there, Austin Ryder, the center, been excellent coming in as a first-year starter. And then I think sometimes you're just going to have to handle the twist up front. With the 5, big on big is what we like to see. These are 2 end tackle twists. There. The doctor and Schwartz handles one side, Wisniewski and Fisher handle the other side. And Patrick Mahomes has nice lanes and a lot of